My name is John Michael Maligas. Today is the 24th day of July, 2019, and I'm just putting this on YouTube because I fear that I will never, ever be safe here in the county of Harris or in the surrounding areas in Texas by paid public servants who I have, I guess I just dropped the dime on them for their crimes against the citizens of America. I'm in danger every time I leave my house. My phone continues to click. They continue to record my phone. They hang up my phone conversations. I had no less than 20 drop calls in the last day. 20 of them. 2 just now at approximately, the time is approximately 2, it is 2:18, so approximately it was about 2:15. I had 2 drop calls when I called the site, Precinct 4 station in Harris County Constable's office, and can I get them to get back with me? Internal Affairs Detective Corporal Owens has been made aware of the situation on numerous occasions and pretty much try to discourage me from any kind of complaint. It's a standard procedure here when you have people policing their own. I do not hate the police whatsoever. What I do hate is I hate the fact that I have been beaten so many times by law enforcement officers that I have PTSD and they're going to try to kill me. So every time I leave, I think I'm going to get killed by them because they've done it. They've tried to do it when they shot me up with benzodiazepines and no allergy because I have an arrest in 2005 from a Memorial Hermann Hospital where I was shot up with benzos during a colonoscopy after they put a camera up my ass. A security guard at Memorial Hermann kicked my ass. He just happened to be a retired HPD officer. He wasn't active, and nor could I have a resistant arrest against him because I was in zip ties by the time HPD came, drugged, disoriented, beaten with a concussion. My first one of many that I've gotten from paid public servants in Harris County, Houston, Texas, and that is not what America is. It's not what it is, and it's out of control. It's out of control. I'm on borrowed time. I'm on borrowed time. It's not about me, man. In America, you're free. You have freedom of speech, or you're supposed to. They can't stifle that. As long as you don't incite a riot, you can say what you want to say. You could disagree with people that are getting money, your tax money. You could disagree with them, and just because they have guns and badges doesn't mean they're any more than you are. No, you're allowed to have a gun, just like they are. If you're not convicted of a felony like I am, so I'm not allowed to have a firearm, and nor do I carry one. They're going to kill me. They're going to kill me one day, and I know that. I don't want it to happen, but it's going to happen. That's just what the statistical facts say. I've got numerous arrests that I shouldn't have in Harris County. False arrests that have been documented in court transcription. Where they have they have vampired my ass and took blood from me in 2009 and charged me 9 months later. Illegally. I have a conviction for an assault charge that I shouldn't have been. Shouldn't have been an assault charge. It was by the Texas law book. It was a self-defense. I just spent 3 days beaten, drugged. They drugged me with what they know I'm allergic to. Left me out. It's essentially sexually assaulted me because they let me out with my penis and my testicles hanging out of a paper suit when I went into jail in shoes, Nikes, some jeans, and a polo shirt like this. And I went to jail that day on the 2nd day of July for going to freaking court. And I was going to court against Barbara the Scientologist. Just call it what it is. It's my dad's wife, who is also an abusive Scientologist. Either way it goes, I wasn't able to go to court because Jay Foster stopped me from going in the courtroom. Wouldn't give me any reason. Then Captain Stephen Enters did the same thing and initiated an arrest by me standing up for myself and questioning why I'm not allowed to go into the courtroom. It was unprofessional, to say the least. And then I was choked from behind by the windpipe. He grabbed me from behind when I was in cuffs, already detained, and I did not resist arrest ever resist arrest. In fact, the only resistant arrest I ever had was the 2006 one, false arrest by HPD, by the young Hispanic officer that brought me to jail that day after the colonoscopy. I remember asking them, doped up as I was. They let me sober up a couple hours before they brought me in zip ties. The same fucking thing they shot me up with 2 times while in custody of Harris County, once in custody of the constables, which is also falls in Harris County jurisdiction, in the Harris County jail, man. I was drugged for days. I came out of there with my penis hanging out in a paper suit. Essentially, I had been robbed of my clothes. I had had a theft against me. I'd been an aggravated assault as per Texas law. My civil and constitutional rights had been violated so many times, I lost count. Man, I will never be able to look myself in a mirror if I don't do what I have to do to be vocal about that. See, so I'm not going to die every day when I look at myself. I could look myself in the mirror and know what I am and know what I would stand up for. Because these fucking people have gone too far. Gone too far. I hide outside of the city limits. I duck and dive because I'm scared of retaliation again from what they've done for the... I filed now 3 complaints, internal affairs complaints. One against the Metro Police Department. I filed that in October 2018. As soon as I filed it, I kept getting denied paperwork. I kept getting denied paperwork to file that I'm disabled, and I wanted an actual form. They wouldn't give me one. Of sergeants, everybody wouldn't give me one now. So I wrote about a 9-page handwritten one, and pretty accurate because that's the way it happened. And I got a very good memory. Disabled doesn't mean stupid. Where I was denied transportation by Mr. Givens, and then I was walked out of there and straight into an assault initiated by Mr. Givens, period. Obstruction of justice textbook. I came to Mr. Givens bleeding. Bleeding, just gotten attempted to be robbed in front of Mr. Givens, and he acknowledges seeing it. If you watch the tape on YouTube, you could tell that he saw that. He said he saw which way I went. I told Mr. Givens I was so upset. I asked Mr. Givens just a normal question: your name and badge number. Now I am a citizen. I'm bleeding. Just got attempted to be robbed, and Mr. Givens refuses to do that because he's guilty, not me. It was retaliation for Mr. Demmel that tried to put his hands on me. Officer Demmel tried to stormtroop the bus of the 41 Kirby on the day of June 1st for me talking about the horrors of prescription medication. In Houston, Texas, I guess you're not allowed to say that. The medical center here, big money. I don't really care. I wasn't breaking the law, he was. Now, I was denied a complaint form on the first day of June 2018 by Officer Rodriguez at 1900 Main Street, Houston, Texas. Many more occasions my civil rights were trampled on in constitutional rights by Metro employees, and I called them on it, including Sunday, July 3rd, I believe it was. It was a Sunday, first Sunday in July. The next month when a man would not let me and an older guy on the bus because we were having a cigarette outside in public property, and said he didn't want to smell the smoke and he wasn't going to let us on the bus because we smelled like smoke. Some nonsense like that, and I reported that too. And the first chance they had, they got me. First chance they had, they got me because I told people that they're not allowed to get you. They're not allowed to come here and touch you and get your ID for no reason like they're trying to do to me. They got to give you your ID, and it's true. I don't take pleasure in that. Maybe I went a little too far saying it. I mean, but hell, I was just about to get assaulted again. Now it's retaliation because on October 1st, Mr. Givens did that to me in Metro Police. Now that's when I filed a complaint. I filed it myself, like I said, on paper. Now it wasn't. I think it was in the 2 days after that. They must have got it because on the 13th day of October, a Saturday, Mr. Morales, number 665 on a precinct 6, which was in my then neighborhood, Magnolia Park, at 204 South 74th and a half Street, Houston, Texas 77011, came to my house and attempted to shoot me many times. He attempted to draw his firearm on me, playing chicken with me like it was a game, smiling, and I recorded him, Mr. Morales. And I was wearing shorts. It was a Saturday. There was kids on the property, and that son of a bitch didn't have a warning. He had no right to come on my property, and I told him that. And they forced me to do things that I normally wouldn't have done, decisions I had to make to save my life, because the county of Harris in Houston, Texas, they're dirty. I was going to file a public corruption against those people because I have a strange form of autism, I guess it's called, or whatever you want to call it. I'm disabled for it. I just don't miss certain things around me. I just catch all the details, and they've noticed that since I was a kid. My brother, who is dead, was a bona fide genius who went to Purdue on a full ride after he got kicked out of school for selling LSD at Jersey Village High School. My brother was a bona fide genius, and he worked for the energy companies, forecasting energy. That means he bought and sold energy with billions of dollars of other people's money. My dad is an inventor, and I'm a retard, but they don't like to use that word. I don't like to use that word. But I don't miss the small things, and I see what they do, and they're worse than any of us. The difference between them and any criminal is that a criminal knows what he is and acknowledges it. The ones in charge are criminals, and they don't want to cop to what they're doing. They want to judge others. Defocus. Say you're rude when you question them. No. They're full of shit. They're going to kill me one day. I fully expect to die today walking out the house. Get beaten into whatever. And it'd only be the Lord that will keep me alive, because these fuckers have been trying to kill me for a while now. Since the day Mr. Morales came on the property, he also denied my lady friend Cynthia Valverde the right to leave, standing directly behind her car. I didn't post that on YouTube. I posted me coming out and talking to him, the audio of it. Tell him to get the fuck off the property and getting his badge number. Tell me I'm not breaking the law. He is. And he was. After that day, I got 3 tickets in one day by HPD. I think it was the 31st day of December 2018. I got 3 in one day. He gave me 3 tickets. Let me see, another time in December. Let me see what else happened. Oh yes, when my friend was driving me and Cynthia, we went to had a couple of drinks at the bar, and I do not drive intoxicated. Came back, it was foggy that day, and it was almost freezing. My friend from California was in, and unfortunately he just happened to be black, because we got pulled over and they tore his car to pieces. Tore it to pieces. They didn't find a freaking roach of marijuana in there. There was nothing illegal in there, because there wasn't nothing illegal in there. Asking what we were doing in this neighborhood. The neighborhood is called 3rd Ward. I lived one neighborhood over from there in Magnolia Park. I was in damn near essentially in my own neighborhood. I got tossed. They kept me outside for an hour. Cynthia, who had never been arrested, sitting outside, diabetic, had to pee in the fucking bushes like an animal. And only because I said something about it. Why aren't you letting her go to the bathroom? So they didn't cuff her. They cuffed my man and put him in the back for an hour. They had me standing up behind a police car for an hour in freezing weather. Then the very next day, armed men came to the place where we were staying, because we weren't staying at the Magnolia Park house that I had, the property I had to sell. We weren't staying there, staying in another place. And masked men essentially came to my door and were banging on it, and I believe they were going to kill me. I'm not convinced they weren't paid public servants. When I called 911, they mocked us. We called them 7 or 8 times. No, it wasn't that many. It was 5 times. Me and Cynthia both called them. They mocked us. Said they saw my record. They didn't send nobody to help us, man. They let us get killed. I essentially have been denied protection, denied due process, denied everything, because I filed complaints. Now, HPD, I let them ride for a lot of years, because the last 3 times I've gotten any kind of ticket or anything is a direct result of freedom of speech issues. Now, one happened in September 2016. I beat that, and I had to pay money for it, and they beat me in the car, and I went to the station. Only 1 or 2 times I went to a police station, not in cuffs, and I told the sergeant that when the police officers were getting shot, they were shooting police officers all over the country, and I just did not feel that was okay. I don't feel that's okay to do. I do not feel that's okay. I don't think 2 wrongs make a right. So I adamantly will say that I don't think you should do that, and I'm an old school person. I don't believe that you should do that to police, but it's just a different time now, man. And I went there because of the neighborhood we were living in. It's a lot of crime, and I didn't want Officer Tikas is his name. I didn't want him to have a mark on his record and be scared to pull his firearm, because that son of a bitch punched me when I was in cuffs, asphyxiated. And the only reason he let me go is because he was on tape, and he knew he was on tape. Tikas. And I hollered that day outside the McDonald's on Telephone Road, Houston, Texas. I hollered as loud as I could, because I was being arrested for no reason. I didn't do anything wrong. My lady is a Hispanic Mexican American, and she speaks English. She wants them to speak English to her, and that's her right to say that. She could speak Spanish, but she doesn't like to. She's in America, and she's a Texan. 6th generation Texan. Family had to wear blue hats not to get killed when they were fighting with Sam Houston on the side of the Republic of Texas with the Volunteers of Tennessee. Because they were brown and Hispanic, they had to wear blue hats as not to get shot, like the Cisneros, Alvarez's. They were Texans. Well, she was talking to the woman and handling them just fine, and I guess the guys didn't know I was with her. They were standing apart, just kind of admiring her work. And when a man came to say something to her, what kind of man wouldn't protect his woman? And I just let him know. Paco, you, Jose, and Juan, get your ass away. Don't even say a motherfucking word to her. And who wouldn't do that to protect their old lady? Well, a Hispanic cop just happened to be writing a ticket in the parking lot, but I didn't think anything about it, didn't care. But he came in, yoked me the fuck up, threw me in cuffs, said I'm going to jail because Cynthia said, no wonder they shoot police officers. And I said, oh, no, she shouldn't have said that. She was mad. She didn't mean it. Then he told me you're going to jail because your wife said that. So here I am sitting in the back of damn near 100-degree heat in September, sweating, asphyxiating, no water, because they didn't like what she said. That's when Mr. Tikas punched me on tape in the car. And trying to do the right thing by HPD, because HPD had saved my life a couple of occasions. And I went to that police station that day and talked to a Sergeant Yates. Let him know why, you know, the condition I had. But I still didn't feel like his officers should get in any trouble, because shit happens and it wasn't that bad that time. But damn it, it's getting bad. I shouldn't have done that. I made a mistake. I should have sued his ass. Should have sued all of them. Should have sued HPD for the false arrest I have. The only resistant arrest I have, it comes from a false arrest. It's false. It's false. In 2017, they came to my property on one day 3 times, came to my property at 204 South 74th and Half Street, attempting to break my door down. I said, do you have a warrant? No, they would not leave. They came to my property another time, several times, in violation of a city ordinance where dogs are not allowed to be without a leash. Well, one of my neighbors across the street had a dog, and they used to think it was funny that this dog would be attacking people, and I didn't care if those people were legal. I didn't give a fuck where they came from. I see a dog attacking a woman, I would protect the woman, and I would. And it got to the point where I was just going to have to kill that fucking dog, because he kept attacking people, and I love dogs, and I sure was going to kill that motherfucker. Sure as my name is John Michael Maligas, going to cut him right in front of him, because it ain't funny to me when a dog attacks a person. These fucking cops came on my property and tried to yoke me up again, and I had to let them know the law, that they can't do that, and that they're breaking the law. I'm not. Now, I'm fucking tired of having my constitutional rights violated in Houston, Texas. When I leave today, if I die, I die for a damn good reason. So someone else doesn't have to. And fuck them for what they've done. Fuck them. On the 2nd day of July 2019, I'm denied going to court. Fucking shot up with dope. Well, I mean, in the custody of the constables in precinct 4. These motherfuckers had me shot up with something I'm allergic to. Beat me after choking me while I was in cuffs. Put me in the fucking county jail for 3 motherfucking days. Go to St. Joseph's Hospital, where again I was shot up, telling them do not fucking put that shit in my arm. Shot me up with narcotics. That's where we're at, America. That's where we're at. I did question a lot of shit. When I was strung out on pain pills, I used to question why the hell they'd give me all this methadone. Why would they let me go to the methadone clinic get it? I was strung out, and not help me get off of it then. Well, you're not going to let me detox it, and I can't cut down? And I just said the wrong things because I'm a retard. Miss what's right in front of me, but I would just say it. The truth, when I would say stuff about all the medicines they were giving us during the Obamacare fucking fiasco for a profit, man, he used me like a fucking guinea pig, and I was asphyxiating all over myself, essentially, because I was on a breathing medicine called Compavit. It cost $400 fucking dollars, ain't nothing but a bag of dirty fucking Tina. $20 bag of Tina that don't work as good. Made me stay sick. And nobody was going to tell me they were going to let me just die. All the doctors were going to let me die because I've been on that bitch for 25 years. Gave me my sunny disposition I have today. Finally, there was a doctor that told me, a young one, 28-year-old one named Dr. Warner of Memorial Hermann. Well, the same thing I've been saying for years. It's just like methamphetamine. It's just like methamphetamine, the breathing medicine was. And he told me I have a standing heart rate of 115 because of the breathing medicine I've done and my sunny disposition I have, which is ticks and all that crap. I have hyperhidrosis, I sweat, and I look really funny. You know, I have a real funny demeanor that I've definitely been discriminated against, because I'm not so much of a victim there, you know, because I quit taking that shit. I quit taking it, man, you know. Strangely enough, my blood pressure went down. My heart rate went down. And I sleep just fucking fine. I don't pee on myself. I don't pee on the floor. I don't wake up smacking anything around me. I sleep. I have good sleep today. We're in wicked times, man. Care who you believe in. I don't care. It's not my business. But they know this. On the last Monday of February 2006, I overdosed on cocaine. There was a bunch of cocaine overdoses that week. And I was in 1504 Taub Loop, Houston, Texas, 77030. Ben Taub Hospital, the best trauma hospital in the world, who on numerous occasions had saved my life as an indigent, homeless youth on the streets of Houston, Texas. And a young man that survived the crack epidemic where we were being used like motherfucking ATMs. Everybody was getting paid, man. They were all getting paid. They were all getting paid through Texas Rehabilitation Commission, now known as DOORS. And they were using us like ATMs for their benefit, for their financial gain. I saw it, I witnessed it, I was a part of it, not unwittingly, and shit didn't work. Shit didn't work. I witnessed this firsthand, as I was with the first person in the Houston Recovery Campus, which is one of 2 federally funded drug programs in America. I was with the very first class to go to Old St. Elizabeth Hospital on Lyons Avenue, 5th Ward, Texas. I witnessed so much corruption, that them folks try to silence me here in Harris County, Houston, Texas. The water department, it's not all a conspiracy. The tax assessor's office at 1001 Macario Garcia. Coincidentally enough, there's a 1001 Preston Street is the main tax office, but they wrote some disparaging remarks and they charged me $637 extra after my taxes were paid. And I had 4 shutouts of my power, my power, and Reliant Power. The CenterPoint owns all the lines. They own all the lines. You have to go through them. Well, I noticed something. They shut me out of my power, which is called a slamming, a forced move out. When my bill was paid, all my bill was always paid. Somebody tried to shut me out of my own power in my house, and they song and dance about deregulated energy. They couldn't deny anybody that, but 4 times they tried to shove somebody out that was disabled with a diabetic living with them. They needed the refrigerator. They tried to torture me in Harris County, Houston, Texas. And they got real mad at me at Reliant Energy. They got real mad at me when I filed a complaint with Puck Energy Commission. And my basis of the complaint was this, and it was a very valid complaint, because I'm a very analytical person. They said, have you had any unauthorized charges on your account? And I said, yeah, absolutely I had when I thought about it, and I looked at the bills, because if you use under 8,000 something kilowatts of electricity, you get charged a $10 service charge. Well, because of the forced move down, I would have had over that amount of energy, but I was forced to pay $10. Now that constitutes an unauthorized charge. And I said that to Puck, and they got really pissed off. But nobody gives a fuck is what I found out. I found out nobody really gives a fuck. Went to many state senators' office, and the only reason they've helped me, and maybe I'm alive, is because I made them culpable for it. They know about it. They know about it. So if I die, they got to explain why this man came to them. And I went to every one of them, the Democrats and Republicans. And I would have went to Ron Paul's independent crazy ass, but too far away. And I hate Brazoria County. But I might have to go there, because I sure can't stay in Harris County. They're going to kill me. They tried to kill me this last couple of days, folks. And on the 5th of July, they tried to kill me, and it's going on. And man, they fucking essentially kidnapped me. They left me without a bond, no due process, no seeing a judge, and we're shooting me up with dope I'm allergic to. Shoot me fucking up. Man. Talk about irony, huh? What's a good thing for one thing? I'm in America. And they will shut me up when they kill me. But not until then, you motherfuckers. I'm going to practice my First Amendment right of free speech every day. And you're guilty, not me.